to Vince's credit, he never like gave me specific orders about what to do. He pretty much gave me free reign. I mean, sometimes he would give me kind of an idea, Dr. Clown's gonna come by with a pie, just to give you a little bit of a heads up, Um, the night Sensational Sherry and Luna Vachon had the big knockdown, drag out fight. They're gonna tear your clothes off. It's just, not a lot of notice, but at least he gave me some notice.
Right. It'd be a little awkward having your clothes just ripped off out of nowhere.
That that particular show was one of my favorites, because I ran off. It's my patented finishing move was running from the arena in fear, and which I kind of invented at Madison Square Garden for about. It was an interview. I interviewed Giant Gonzalez in the ring, sold out Madison Square Garden, and Harvey Whippleman was trashing New York City, and I was defending New York City, and then I made some comment about the fake fur coat that Giant Gonzalez was wearing, and it was a thyroid case, and he gave me the Spock pitch and forced me down to my knees, and then that's where I invented the patented finishing move of running from the ring screaming, and so I brought that back, but I ran out. We were at the Mid Hudson Civic Arena, because I think 1 week a month the Manhattan Center wasn't available, so we were at the remote, which is in Poughkeepsie, I think. And when I ran out, I went to the makeup room, and I said to the makeup artist, a lovely lady by the name of Sharon, said, "Can you make me look, like I've just been beaten up?" And she gave me the black eye, and I tore my shirt, and she gave me a little bit of a bloody nose, and I came staggering out, and spent the rest of the match dressed like that. But my favorite was the one that you mentioned where I imitated Vince.
Yes, yes. So is he clued in on this? Is he involved with this, or you
No,
just show up dressed as Vince one
no,
day?
no. See, this was the thing. Normally, like at the Manhattan Center, for example, there would be a pre-show meeting about an hour or so before camera, where he would discuss, the format, who was wrestling, how it was going to go, whatever little things, and there'll be a promo for this, and there'll be something for that, and we'll have a headlock on hunger promo here. There'll be some Ico Pro references. There's all these, different things you go through it, and then this was a week that he was getting an award for the charitable work that the WWF at the time was doing, which is something that they continue to do this day. I mean, and they don't really make a big deal about it. It's like I wasn't aware that they had done this when I was working with them, because it was almost like it was a foregone conclusion.
Yeah.
That this is what was expected of you if you worked for the WWF, if you worked for Vince, you had to dedicate a certain amount of your time to doing these charity events, or I mean, they go to hospitals every single week, children's hospitals. They go to orphanages. They go, the amount of time and effort they spend, and it's mostly kids' charities, just making appearances and sitting with the kids and talking to them, and letting them hold the belts and signing autographs, and taking pictures. So, I mean, they really do. I've never really been involved with an organization that is that dedicated towards giving back to the community. He was winning an award for that, and Macho Man was going with him. I guess he was going to be introducing Vince when Vince made his speech, whatever. So Bobby the Brain Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon, two the late greats, were going to be taking Vince's place and Randy's place. And I think I might have ran it past Kevin Dunn, the producer. I don't remember if I did or not. But I asked Sharon, the makeup girl, if she can make me look like Vince, and she thought she could, and give me extra big lips. And I rented a tuxedo and got some shoulder pads. Vince has got, shoulders like an aircraft carrier. I mean,
yes.
he's built like a diamond. I mean, just and I just decided that I was really not going to do anything other than make fun of the way he spoke. So the impression was really me talking a lot of gibberish, but in that tone, it would be Monday Night Raw. And I just repeated that for the entire show, much to Gorilla Monsoon's bemusement, confusion, and I have to say a fair amount of anger. He was not all that happy with with my impression. Heenan, on the other hand, thought it was the funniest thing he'd ever seen in his life, um, and played into it. Meanwhile, the two of them together were an amazing, amazing comedy team. They could have been like the Abbott and Costello, but they were really like the Abbott and Costello. They had such great chemistry together, and two lovely guys, especially Bobby. Bobby was very, very special man. He could not have been sweeter, kinder, more welcoming to me. Um, I'm just plugging in my laptop here.
No, it's all good.
Um, and Randy, the two of them could not be more welcoming or supportive, or, I mean, Randy's, what do you need, brother? What can I do for you? He was all like, you can make fun of me if you want. Oh yeah. Whatever would help me out, and Bobby was the same way. I mean, Bobby would invite me down to Florida to visit him at home.
Wow.
I mean, just really, really people. And to a person, I mean, everyone I met were just really incredibly lovely people. I mean, Bam Bam Bigelow, here's this 400-pound biker with flame tattoos and his bald head, and called me sir. It was like you could not find, more gentlemen, and ladies, than the people who worked for Vince. And but making fun of Vince was one of my favorites. And the following week we were back at Manhattan Center, and it was the pre-show meeting, and everyone, because everyone went crazy for it, and like the crew went nuts because no one had ever dared make fun of Vince before, and I had really nothing to lose. I kind of knew that I wasn't going to be there much longer, so I figured I'd go for it. And everyone just thought it was the greatest, and so I show up, and then you could see the wrestlers are kind of looking down and smiling, and they don't want to say anything, and they're just kind of this nod, and so we're all in the room for the pre-show meeting, and Vince walks in, and there's a hush. Just the place goes silent. And he walks in and he just stares at me. He goes, "What? You're fired." The place goes nuts. So the following week or 2 weeks later, I show up Manhattan Center for the show. And there's nobody there. There's a cameraman. The entire place is empty. Nobody in the stands. Empty.
Huh.
And they got a camera. And they're shooting me on camera. They were up and they didn't tell me that they were moving the venue. And he set it up so that he could, play this joke on me. And that's how he got me back for the impression. So
wow.
Yeah, he's a practical joker on his own, I gotta say.